So you want to improve your IC design cycle. Well, there are probably 1,000 different ways that you could trim time here and there, but would any of those tiny steps make a big difference? Maybe not. Shifting left, however, yes, that can improve the time it takes to make modifications to your layout. And it sounds great. But what concrete steps can we take to shift left and make a significant impact on our design cycle? Like maximizing via insertion, improving the overall robustness of our designs, or even reducing our IR drop. What if I told you that you could do all of that and a whole lot more and do it all within a single license? Yep, I'm talking about Calibre DesignEnhancer. Hi, I'm Amelia Dalton, host of Chalk Talk. In this episode of Chalk Talk, Jeff Wilson from Siemens and I investigate the variety of benefits that the Calibre DesignEnhancer brings to IC design, and how this tool suite can be used to find and fix critical design stage issues. We also explore how the Caliber Design Enhancer can identify and resolve issues early in the design flow with sign off quality solutions, and how you can utilize Caliber Design Enhancer for your next design. And before we get started, don't forget to click that link. There you can find even more information about this topic from Siemens. Hi, Jeff. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. So, we're talking about layout modification and how it can improve design with the help of Caliber Design Enhancer. But, Jeff, before we dig into the details, we're looking at improving the quality of our designs and reducing design cycle time more and more these days, right? So, how can Caliber help me with both of these design concerns?
Well, one of the things that we all know that Caliber is the chosen physical verification tool that's used so widely in the industry. But what we're doing is we're taking off and we are actually allowing our customers to be able to use these same core and winning algorithms much earlier in the design process. And what we call it, we're throwing it underneath a shift left, is what we're calling these new products. But really, all it's doing is to be able to take and focus specialized caliber algorithms on particular steps in the flow that we know can be optimized better because we have customers that are asking us saying, hey, can you help us in these areas of our design flow? And the good thing about Caliber is it's used across the industry. And so we get a great input from our customers about where their needs are. And so we've gone off and we have taken and developed some shift lefts tools to be able to do this. And they're really, as you mentioned, focused on reducing the cycle time and improving the quality of the design. And what we're going to talk about today is some of those layout modifications and how you can use that effectively to be able to reduce your cycle time.
All right. So, Jeff, what's all included in Caliber Design Enhancer?
Well, Caliber Design Enhancer is really focused on currently on 3 use models. Now, this is the beginning stages. We introduced this last year at DAC, but there are 3 major ones. And really, each one of these use models were driven by customers coming to us and saying, you know what? I've got a real challenge in this area. Can you help me? And the first 2 of them is Design Enhancer Via, which really minimizes the IR drop by being able to maximize the number of vias that are inserted. And so it really focuses on IR drop. Design Enhancer PGE is really focused on adding both the interconnect and the vias that you need to be able to create parallel paths in the power grid structure. And those 2 work really quite closely together and focused on IR drop and EMIR issues. Now, our Design Enhancer PVR is really mainly focused on making sure that we shorten the time to market. And so by being able to take a procedure when the place and route gets done and it really focuses on the power, performance, and area targets, every design has open areas between the standard cells. And so those need to be filled before you can run physical verification. And so what we do is we use existing Calibre technology to be able to go through and make sure that we fill those in an optimum way and also at an optimum performance and being able to give you the shortest possible runtime. And so that is where the Design Enhancer PVR really shines. Those are the products that we have currently in there. We are expanding it, and we will be coming out with additional use models tied more closely to some of the concerns that customers are talking to us about today. One of the great things is that even though we just announced this a year ago, we've got 4 of the top 5 fabless companies are already using a Calibre Design Enhancer in production, and we're in a very active evaluation with the 5th one, as well as a number of other customers that don't make the top 5. That's pretty much what's in Design Enhancer.
So, Jeff, can you walk me through the workflow of Calibre a bit? And how does Design Enhancer fit in here?
Well, we know that there are multiple different ways that people can go through and make sure that their layouts are how they're created. What our objective is to make sure that we can fit seamlessly into those different design environments, whether they be from Siemens with their Aprisa or from our competition for their place and route or their full custom editing tool. And so what we do is we use industry standards such as Oasis and GDS. Plus, we also support the left def interfaces for those place and route tools. And then we output all of our changes are out in an incremental def so that they can get back annotated into the place and route tools. Or at the same time, we also generate it out in Oasis and GDS so that the customers can start running their physical verification as soon as possible. This really makes it much easier for our customers to be able to use. And then we added another layer on there for ease of use. Since Calibre is used across the board at all the leading foundries, we want to make sure that these applications are available to those customers. And so we have created design kits that drive Design Enhancer. And those kits are the important technology rules, the DRC rules that go with the different applications that we're trying to achieve. And then, of course, the layer map, which varies from foundry to foundry. And then we also have an ability to be able to add flow-specific data in there to be able to customize it. By being able to have these simple ASCII files, that is actually read into Design Enhancer. And then we take it and we look at what the use model they're trying to do. And then we have very specific layout modifications that take the information from this design kit and make sure that it actually creates DRC clean results. So you don't have to get into design iterations about, well, this is what the place and route tool, this is what this says. Well, we just go ahead and we do what Calibre says. And since that's the industry standard physical verification tool, it is going to be the one that is going to be able to say, hey, it's good, we can go on. We really take care of all of that. And so that makes it much easier for the foundries to be able, or IDMs to be able to support these different use models.
So, Jeff, you mentioned vias earlier. So, how can Calibre Design Enhancer help me optimize my vias?
The way that it does it is because we know and we understand all of the rules related to vias. There's 2 ways to be able to get something so that it's DRC clean. And what I mean by that is you can be aggressive or you can be very conservative. And I'll give you an example. We had a customer that shared with this. It happened to be Intel. They shared it when we launched the product. They had a design that was DRC clean, but it was having a problem with achieving their IR drop. And so what they did is they gave it over to Design Enhancer VIA. And now Design Enhancer VIA, because it understands all the rules, we don't have to be conservative. We can be very aggressive. We were able to add over 9 million more vias on just the nets that they specified. Then they were able to show that there was a significant drop in the IR drop by being able to make sure that you maximize the number of vias. And so that's really what Design Enhancer VIA is all about, is being able to understand all the rules, make sure that we get aggressive, and we give the best possible results that you can find. And just to give you an example of it, is these are some of the different results that we've had from customers. Customer results always seem to be excellent results, but all of the customers are telling us, hey, we're getting DRC clean results. We've got the maximum number of vias, and all of that adds up to reducing IR drop. And then, of course, for those that are going back into place and route, we can go ahead and give you an incremental def file. And those that are going into full custom, because we have customers using both, it goes out there in the Oasis or GDS. So the results that you see right there are from customers that are actually going through and showing us what Design Enhancer VIA can do either before and an after, either in DRC count or in IR drop violations.
Okay, so you mentioned power grid enhancement earlier. So talk to me about this benefit of Calibre Design Enhancer.
Yeah, we call it Design Enhancer PGE. And as you mentioned, it stands for Power Grid Enhancement. What this really does is it goes off and looks at the layout and determines, as you can see from the picture on the left, it has, okay, this is the layout from place and route tool. And then we says, you know what, there are certain nets that we want to be able to make sure we minimize the EMIR results on them. Therefore, we create parallel paths to be able to give it another path that will lower that resistance value. It's important that it not only puts it in DRC clean again, that was the ultimate goal for us, but that it goes out there, understands the layout, understands where it can put in the different metal shapes, and make sure that we can also put in the vias to be able to create those parallel paths. And so this works hand in hand with Design Enhancer VIA, and it does take and modifies the layout, obviously more than what you would do if you're just adding vias, but this gets you into another aggressive for those designs that are very tight on EMIR results. This allows you to be able to get the best possible results in a reasonable amount of time. And this here is just some customer different results. I've got actually the next two slides I'll cover with you. The first one is we did a paper at DAC with Google. And one of the interesting things I kind of want to highlight is obviously we've obfuscated their design, but what we have the ability to be able to do is combine this with an EMIR analysis. And it goes off and identifies the hotspots. And then we go ahead and pass those windows into Design Enhancer PGE, and it will just operate just on those windows to be able to attack the problem. Now, of course, since we're Calibre and we have the performance that you need, you can run it on the whole design. But really, most of the time, people want to say is, let's make sure that I address my hotspots, get them cleaned up, and then get on to my tape out so we can move forward. And they've seen such things there as this particular customer, a 90 to 94% reduction in the IR drop. So proven success, and again, DRC clean results. Now, the other customer that I wanted to share with you is this was actually presented at the TSMC's OIP conference, and it shows the different results that they had before and after Design Enhancer PGE. And you can see that the improvements for N3 was from 9 to 73%, and N4, 7 to 35%. We already have N2 design, 2 nanometer designs that are actually up and running. As we move forward, we'll be coming out with some more official results on that as well. So these are all customers. Again, they say that it's DRC clean results and very quick turnaround for them to be able to get their job done.
Excellent. Now, you also mentioned PVR as well. So talk to me specifically about those benefits.
Okay, so Design Enhancer PVR, it started off and it was focused with people coming to us and saying, you know, it's taken me hours once I get done with my power performance and area targets. I've got all of these open areas on my design, as you can see on the left in that picture there. And before I can run physical verification, those got to be filled. But it's, again, taken me hours. And so what we were able to do is one of the features, the benefits that we have of being Calibre is that we have technology that has been used for years to do physical modifications. And one of those is our smart fill capability, which is the industry's leading fill tool. Well, what we're doing is we're using the same core algorithms to be able to go in there and fill the open areas by placing in decap and filler cells into those areas. That way the customer can go off and he can run his physical verification tool and, of course, be able to back annotate those back into the design database of choice. The improvement that we're getting is the fact that it is significant. And we've got on the next one, I'll go ahead and show you a little bit about the chart. As you can see here, in the red is what the place and route tool is taking. And this is, again, customer data that they provided to us. The blue down here, which hopefully you can see, it's extremely flat, but that's because we're using smart fill technology, and it's really has the ability to be able to almost make it within reason, design size independent. And so the bigger the task that you have, the more complex the design, the bigger the improvements you'll get from Calibre DesignEnhancer. Now, one of the interesting things besides the runtime is we had people come back to us and say, you know what? If you can help me place and guide my decoupling capacitors, you're going to be able to really help me with my dynamic IR drop. And so they have come up with all kinds of different ways to be able to specify that. But one of the things that they want to do is they want us to achieve certain density targets with the placement of our decap cells. And we were able to show all of our customers that if you provide us the control over it, we do an excellent job of being able to deliver results on that. So not only does it help time to market, but it improves the quality of your design by being able to give us some directions of how to do that.
Fantastic. Well, Jeff, what would you like my audience to take away from today's Chalk Talk?
Well, I think the important thing is that we have multiple different use models, and it's all we use with a single license. It's not like you have to go there and you have to purchase a license for DEV and a DEPGE and a DEPVR. It's like you buy one license and you're able to go ahead and use that license however your design flow needs and be able to reduce them. The other thing that is important is that we're really leveraging Calibre technology to be able to deliver these results. Calibre technology has been proven. Not only do we provide DRC clean layout modifications, but we understand all the rules so that we can maximize the insertion, whatever the task is we need to be able to do. And by supporting those industry standards, it's going to allow our customers to be able to make it very easy for them to use. Besides us being able to be used at multiple foundries and IDMs, it also can be used with multiple design implementation tools. We have built specific flows that our customers have asked for. Customers, first of all, they want to say, hey, I've got an IR drop issue. How do I be able to provide the least amount of changes to my design and still be able to address that? Well, with DesignEnhancer VIA, what we do is we look at the intersections and we make sure that the maximum number of vias are inserted. By understanding all the rules, we understand how to do that. Now, if they need a little bit additional work on there, of course, DesignEnhancer PGE is there to be able to look and address the EMIR issues. But if you're doing a large SoC design and you are finding out that your time to insert decap and filler cells, and even if you have to, some technologies require M0 and cut M0 fill shapes to be added, we support all of those different flows across the technologies. And so DesignEnhancer PVR is really focused to be able to help you reduce your runtime and get your designs to market sooner. By being able to separate these technology-dependent rules from our layout modifications that we have, we're able to move it from foundry to foundry very seamlessly and be able to run it across technologies, across different use physical implementation tools, and be able to deliver the results that the customers need to be able to help them shift left. That's pretty much what we are referring to. Now, we have a website that you can go to find out more about the shift left tools. And so we will go ahead and have that and a couple other links for you on the next slide.
Well, Jeff, I think that's all I have time for today. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for inviting me, and enjoyed it.
And before we go, you didn't forget to click that link, did you? There you can find even more information about this topic from Siemens. For Chalk Talks, I'm Amelia Dalton from eejournal.com. For more Chalk Talks, head on over to the Chalk Talk section of EE Journal You can't miss it, it's right across the top. Or head on over to YouTube, youtube.com/EEJournal.